My name is Jared. I'm from Edmonton, and I got here because I was going to come camp this weekend, and I told production that I would join if there's any dropouts, and so here I am. The day before, I was told I'm playing, so didn't come with many strategies or anything. Just going to try and vibe and work my game. I think being a last-second substitution has advantages and disadvantages. I think people don't really know that I'm playing mostly, and I didn't really have a lot of time to deal with think of strategies. But I think it's good. I think overall it's good because hopefully people won't want to vote out the new guy, and hopefully that'll let me get my foot in the door and make some alliances and go from there. I have never played Survivor in real life face to face, but I have played multiple online versions. So hopefully some of that strategy can translate into this game. But I also know that it'll be a learning curve, and I'll have to kind of figure out my way to take those strategies and make them work and figure out what strategies aren't going to work in this game, especially with less time between tribals, where that game was a full 40-day experience, right? So I would say my skills or strengths would be I try to utilize a strong social game. I have at least some knowledge of Survivor. I've grown up watching it, so I try to utilize strategy when I play Survivor. So hopefully I can utilize a strong social game, get myself in the door, and then try to use some of these strategies to bring myself further in the game and hopefully win. But long way to go, and see how it goes. My initial strategy going into the game, I would say, would be to just kind of take it easy. I don't want to be too in the front, but I also want to be a good team member. So I want my tribe to want me around, and that'll give me extra time to get my foot in the door, like I said, and hopefully then get some alliances and start taking some agency in the game later on. My biggest personal challenge, I would say, sometimes I don't know the words to say, like I try to be an emotionally intelligent person, but sometimes I just lack the intelligence part, and I'll do something dumb, or I'll say something dumb, and that's what I'm going to try and stray away from. I'll try and play my game, slow play it, and just hopefully not make any dumb mistakes. But that's kind of what I'm hoping. I do know some people. I know, I live with Chelsea. I live with her and Cam, who used to play in past 2 seasons, or 2 seasons before. I know Joel. He's also one of my good friends. I know Trent. He's a good friend of mine. And I know Baron, who's a good friend of mine too. So, that's why I wasn't going to play in the season originally, but here I am. So got to make the most of it, and hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt me. I would say those relationships are big worry for me. I think it could go multiple ways. I think other people could see that and think of it threatening. I'm going to try and mitigate that threat level and be open to potentially voting some of these people out, because there's too many of them, obviously. That's not my initial strategy, is just to take them out, obviously, but I'm going to try and see how things are going. Maybe some people overplay, maybe some people underplay, get themselves voted out without me having to do it. But if it comes down to that, I'm going to do what it takes. I'm worried about the connections that I do know in this game, because I have no idea what they're thinking. They could think they want to take out me first. They might think they want to bring me to the end. I don't know how I think about this. I don't know who I'm going to trust in the game. I think it's very situational, but I think the biggest worry is that other people start hearing like, oh, these people, and Jared knows Chelsea and Joel knows Trent, and it just puts a big target on us. So my biggest strategy with that would hopefully be to make the target not as much on me as much as them. So hopefully that would work out. My biggest thing is I want to make connections with people who I don't know. That's the biggest thing I want to do this weekend. So if that doesn't work out, then maybe it'll be my downfall, but I'm hoping to make friends with people I'm not already friends with, and hopefully that would be a stronger connection in a game like this. Ben, I really like so far. He's really cool. Mitch, I had a good conversation with as well. I talked to Max, I talked to Saphir. Still got to learn some names and some people, but getting there. So hopefully I can make some connections fast here and make it work. In group situations, I wouldn't say I'm a leader. I do have like leadership experience. I work as a manager in my profession, so like I do have the experience of leadership, but I don't like to make that my personality and like take a big step forward in that case. Like I like to listen, I like to learn, figure out the best case strategy, and I like to think on things. And maybe there's not enough time in this game to do that, but we'll see how that goes ultimately. I'm a big team player. In my previous games, I've always made the merge because I tend to do well in the tribal portions of the game. And then once merge hits, I typically fall apart because my individual push to my game has a lot to be desired. So I need to really work on that and figure out the best strategies to focus on myself instead of being too blind to trust and loyal to my allies. I think loyalty is very important in this game, especially early on, because you need those numbers early on. You can't do things by yourself, and you need to eventually be able to cut those probably later on too. So it's a big balance of you want to be tight with people, but also you don't want to be too tight with too many people, or else eventually that could crumble in on you. So hopefully I can kind of find a good balance throughout the weekend and things will fall right for me. This weekend I'm most worried about just, if I go out first or like early on in the game, that'd kind of suck. But at least I'm here for the excitement of it all, So, I'm worried about just not playing well, I guess. But I hope to play well. I don't know. Who knows? Long weekend. We'll see. I'll shout out my dad and my mom, obviously. Al, stepdad, my brothers, Adam and Joel. Friends, family, everybody. Awesome. Let's do it. Survivor.